Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Groves, and I'm the co-founder of Alignable. And I'd like to welcome you to a series of discussions that we're having with small business leaders who are literally helping small business owners navigate their personal courses towards recovery. And today, our topic is all about resilience and renewal with Victoria Guerrero, who is is a district director at the U.S. Small Business Administration in South Florida, so a lot warmer than we are up here in Boston. So welcome, Victoria. It's wonderful to
Thank
have you here today.
you. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you and with your members. And thank you for the warm welcome.
It's a pleasure. And, you've got a fascinating background. And I guess the first question I'd love to ask you is, what was it back in 2018 that got you so excited about it, going over and moving into the small business administration and filling this incredible role there?
Absolutely. Well, I come from my father and my grandfather and my grandmother. They were all entrepreneurs and back in the days. So I think it's in my blood. And I've always, I have a big heart for service. I've worked both in private and public sector. I've worked for global companies. I've worked for different government entities at the state, local, and now at the federal level. And I always come back to service. I think that that is something that's within my blood. And I have a background in business administration, and what better thing to do than to marry both? I myself was a small business entrepreneur, and I used to coach individuals on getting started and growing and creating strategic plans and recruitment plans and things of that nature. So it was a great marriage. And that's kind of what attracted me to the Small Business Administration. The SBA has a lot of programs that a lot of people don't know about. So one of the things that I was told when I came on board is it's my mission to get the information out there. And so currently I am a district director for the South Florida office, as you mentioned, but I'm on special assignment right now to headquarters, and I'm helping our administrator get the word out to our communities, our small business communities, our underserved markets, about the programs that we all offer and how people can utilize these programs.
That's awesome. And so what are the three best kept secrets? I love this notion of stealth marketed, right? What can we tell our audience made up of, some 7 million small business owners that they should really know about not only the SBA, but the other elements that are part of the SBA ecosystem,
Mhm.
and the fact that so many of these resources are available to them for free?
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things, because of the pandemic that we're in, we're no longer, a kept secret. Many people are starting to know what we can do for them. And one of the things I want to say is, the SBA is here 365 days a year for our small businesses. The services that the SBA offers is at no cost to our small businesses. And a lot of people don't realize that. So if you're starting a business, one of the first things that business owners need is access to capital. They need
Mhm.
money to be able to start their business. Well, if you can't get, a loan on your own with a private bank, you can come to the SBA, and we work with multiple banks across the nation, and we'll be able to find that loan for you and give you access to capital. We have different programs, different loan programs in our portfolio. So depending what you need, if you need a loan to buy a building or to buy equipment or to hire more people, depending on the business needs, we can kind of guide you to that particular program and work with the banks to be able to get you approved. Basically, the SBA is not a bank. We are not the lender of record when it comes to these programs, but we will guarantee those loans with the bank. So the bank will feel more secure in providing you with those funding. So again, this is a service that we provide free of cost to our small business owners. And that's just one of the services, amongst a portfolio of different programs that we have available. But a lot of times that's one of the most important ones, because we all need money to get our business started, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is sort of that misconception of, oh, I'm getting an SBA loan, but it's
Mhm.
not really an SBA loan. You're getting an SBA guaranteed loan with one of the local lenders or one of the major money center banks. And what the SBA is doing is really standing in there with you in a
Right.
way to help you get access to capital, which is just, a tremendous resource that people should really understand. Now, if I'm trying to figure this out and I'm just getting started and I've got an idea for a business, but I'm not yet ready for the financial aspect of it, what other resources can I tap at the SBA to really kind of vet my idea, build out that business plan that's going to help me get a loan? Who can I turn to?
Well, we have our Sva Resource Partners. They are wonderful entities that they work alongside with the SBA. SBA funds these organizations. We have our small business development centers throughout the nation, SBDCs for short. We have our women business centers. We have our veteran business outreach centers, and we have our SCORE chapters, which many people are familiar with. So each of these entities, they all provide assistance to small business owners. And so if you need help in kind of vetting your idea or creating a strategic plan or a recruitment plan, or if you need somebody just to review your finances and make sure that you understand your numbers, that was very important. Everybody needed to understand their numbers now when we were going through this pandemic and people are applying for loans. Anything that you need as far as counseling and coaching, our resource partners can provide to you. And again, this is at no cost. Now, our resource partners do have training sessions that are offered at a low to no cost. So these are training sessions that it's in a group setting and people could come in, but the one-on-one counseling, which is, the most important thing in my opinion, those are at no cost. And we're going to provide you with the different links so your audience members can go to it, but you can find all of this on sba.gov. And if you're looking for a resource partner, just go to sba.gov/local-assistance. And that will take you straight to a page that you put your zip code, and it'll give you a list of all of your local resources and how to contact them.
That's awesome. And one of the things, I've met a lot of the SCORE counselors and the folks at the SBDCs over the years. And the thing that's, I think people don't realize is that these folks are, in many cases, SCORE is retired executives, right? These are people who have run businesses and actually applied all of this learning to real life situations. And they're there for you for free to talk with. And literally, you can have somebody who has had phenomenal experience in accounting helping you think through how to set up your accounting stuff. It's such an incredible resource.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit more about some of the specific programs, because over the last 19 months, many of these small business owners have been pushed to the brink. And the SBA has diligently behind the scenes been sort of running and orchestrating many different programs. I mean, in names that people have heard of, obviously, like the PPP loans, but even some of the shuttered venue things and restaurant assistance, and many of those programs have wound their way down. Other than for the forgiveness part, which we should probably talk about in a second, but there still are programs available to small business owners who, maybe for one reason or another, are still feeling the financial impact, or the Delta variant is causing more challenges. So what are those programs that are still available that people should be thinking about from a recovery standpoint?
Absolutely. One of the main programs that we still have available for small businesses to apply is our COVID economic injury disaster loan. We love acronyms at the federal government, so we call it our COVID EIDL, EIDL loan. And this program is available, folks can apply until the end of the calendar year, so December 31st, 2021. And this is a traditional loan in the sense that it does have to be paid back. But the good thing is it's over a 30-year period. And you can use the funds of this loan to pay for your business expenses, any commercial or federal business expenses that you've received. You can use it for payroll. You can use it for anything that is associated to your business, which is great. The loan itself is at a 3.75% interest rate for profit entities and 2.75 interest rate for nonprofit entities. So the best place to go to learn more about the program is to go to sba.gov/EIDL, EIDL, and that will take you to the landing page where it'll explain more about the program. Now, one thing, Eric, I would love to talk a little bit about is a component of that program, which is a grant component, which means that people don't have to pay this portion back. That particular grant component is called our Targeted EIDL Advance program, and we also have a supplemental advance program. And there's a certain specific criteria that people need to follow. They need to be in a low income area and have either 30% or 50% reduction in revenue, depending on which program we're speaking of. And if they fall into this certain criteria, they can apply to get up to $15,000 in grants. So for the targeted EIDL, you can get up to $10,000 in grant. And if you also qualify for the supplemental advance, you get an additional $5,000 in grants. And that's money people don't have to pay back. So again, all that information is on our website, sba.gov/EIDL, EIDL.
That's awesome. And I also noticed when I was playing around on that site that if you don't know whether or not you're in one of those low income communities, there's a little finder in their app that you can click on and put in your zip code again, and it'll tell you whether or not you're actually in one of those regions. So all of the resources are there. Encourage people to go take a look at those and take advantage of them.
Yeah, and one of the things I wanted to notice about our website, some folks don't realize it, but it can be translated in multiple languages. So if folks go on there, maybe English is not their primary language, just look for the translate button on the top right-hand corner, click on that and select your language, and the pages will be translated for you.
Fantastic. Well, let's sort of wrap things up with a little bit of your advice for some small business owners. Right now it's sort of they're heading into thinking about fourth quarter. They just kind of are exhaling after the summer. A lot of the businesses that were most hard hit during COVID, whether it's the restaurants or the retail or personal services folks. And these business owners are thinking about how to make that trade-off of, should I be spending a whole bunch of money trying to purchase inventory to get ready for the fourth quarter? What's going to happen with a Delta variant? And how is that going to affect my ability to recover? And, a lot of these things are things that it's very difficult to kind of work through on your own. And we've created these sort of industry groups on Alignable that are sort of places where you can go and you can ask other people, and they're almost like survival groups in many ways, where people can go and share advice. But if you were sort of talking to the average business owner and either thinking about it from the standpoint of resources that they could talk to at the SBA or your own personal advice, how should small business owners really think about trying to wrap their heads around this challenge of this big unknown of driving towards recovery? And any advice that you might have for them as they kind of walk down that path this fall?
No, I realize that it's been challenging times, and it's been over a year now with the pandemic. And one of the things that we've noticed is that if small business owners can take a look at the services that they provide and see if there's a way that they can expand their services or pivot a little bit. We saw this a lot with restaurant owners. People couldn't come to the restaurants, so they got a little bit creative and they decided to start doing takeout. So if business owners can kind of think outside the box and see how they can deliver their services and products in ways that they've never thought about in the past, that might be a lifeline for them. Another thing I want to mention, just to go back to a few of the things that we've spoken of here today, is remember, you're not alone. SBA is here with you. Our resource partners are here with you. So if you need help in trying to navigate these waters and seeing how you can expand your products or your services, contact your local resource partners. That's what they're there for. So you can sit with a SCORE counselor. You know, Eric, as you mentioned, they have industry knowledge in different areas. These are retired executives. They can help you kind of navigate these troubling waters that we're all going through, right? And another thing is, take a moment to really look into our website, the SBA's website. We have so many programs. We have federal contracting program that if you are eligible, you can sell. It's a once in a lifetime program. You can sell your services and your products to the federal government, which we are the #1 purchaser in the world of products, for 9 years. And we purchase everything: paper clips, you know, toilet paper, you know, napkins. We purchase everything. So if this is something that interests you, go to sba.gov and look for federal contracting. We have these services for you. If you can land these contracts, one contract can get you up to $4 million in work for your company. So this is just one of the programs that we provide to our small business owners. So I think if you can kind of take a 3-prong approach, really think outside the box how you can expand your services or pivot, utilize our resource partners to help you kind of navigate that and draw out a plan on how you want to move forward in this next coming year. And finally, take some time to learn what SBA is all about and the programs that we're here to offer. We're here for you every day of the year. We're open every day of the year, and our services are here for you. And anything that we can do to assist you, that's what our role here is. So I want everyone to take advantage of that.
Well, that's fantastic. And I think that's a perfect way to sort of sum up today, is that you are not alone. And we are all here in support of you. And you know, you've got a community on Alignable, you've got a community at the Small Business Administration. Take advantage of it, and we'll all get through this together. So thank you so much, Victoria, for being here with us today, and for all of the work that you do behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And we look forward to chatting with you again in the not too distant future.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Eric, for the opportunity to be here with you and with your members. Thank you. And again, anything that you might need from us, please reach out.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much.